the main reason I went to the army was because of my brother Darius.
Mm.
He joined the Marines, but if he watches this, he's probably gonna be mad at me. But we went to see him Marine basic training 3 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So everyone know the Marine is real tough. Like they try to break you in boot camp and all that other stuff. So growing up with my brother, like he never really cried. So
Mhm.
like he used to get whoopings, everything, and he'd laugh while getting a whooping. Like I never really see him cry. So
Yeah.
when we went to his boot camp for family day and he seen us, like he started like shedding tears. So I was
Mm.
like, you know what, the Marine not for me. So let me go to the next
Yeah.
my bad, let me go to the next toughest branch, which is the
Yeah.
Army.
Welcome to the Unknown Options, the place where we explore the unknown options, the number one source for career apprehension and accessibility. My name is Will, and today I have with me Mont. Mont, it's great to have you here. Give us a rundown on who you are and what you do.
Thank you for having me, bro. I'm like Will said, I'm Mont, what people call me Mont, but I'm DeMontre McKelvey. I was born in South Carolina, raised in North Carolina, where I met Will and his fam. I loved him to death. Um, I graduated high school 2010, joined the military, Army, of course, best branch. No disrespect to the other branches, but I'm still currently serving. I've been in 12 years. March 1st to be 13. I plan to retire at 20. Um, I'm a son first class. That's my rank. Been a long time, but well deserved. And I must say, being a son first class in the Army, a lot of people retire before they even make that rank. So it was a big accomplishment, huge accomplishment, and I got 8 years to make my next rank before I retire. I'm currently stationed in Colorado, Fort Carson. And yeah, got a little boy, just was born. Um, love him to death, look just like me. Pretty much, that's it. Oh, and I'm also an automated logistical specialist. That's my MOS or my job in the Army.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for your service. It's much appreciated. We appreciate your service. It's been you've been there for a while. I remember when you went off. I think I was like what? I think I was like 12 or something like that when you went off. But
Around there, yeah.
we definitely appreciate your service and appreciate everything you're doing for our country, for our
No
family.
problem, no problem.
Your your journey is important, so we want to highlight the good, bad, and the ugly about it. For someone who might not know, what is an automated logistical specialist?
So, to paint a big picture or to simplify it, think about a Walmart. Yeah, think about Walmart. So you got like the cashiers where you pick up what you want and then you cash out and then you leave. So basically, being an automated logistical specialist is different aspects of the job. One of the aspects is working in the warehouse. So customers come in, they order things from their office. It comes into my warehouse. My receiving section process the part and put it in the location or in the customer bin. The customer then come to the warehouse, pick up their part, process it, and then leave with their part. Also in the Army, they like to recycle parts. So certain parts is called recoverable items. So let's say an engine, for instance, like a truck engine. Once you replace the old one with the new one, you turn back in the old one so that way they fix it up or whatever they need to do with it, and then funds come back to the customer. So
Okay.
basically, that's all it is. Just logistics, doing running reports, making sure each warehouse is abiding by the Army standard as far as getting customers their parts, turning in the old parts, and making
Mhm.
sure like everything just move smoothly as possible.
Okay, I love it. I know. Well, I think I was in the military, so I think, but I know I think there's multiple like MOS that you could pick. What made you choose logistics?
So when you pick a job, matter of fact, it was someone at my church, Deacon Bird. I think he a pastor now, Pastor Bird.
Yeah.
He was in the army, so when I went to recruiting office and took my ASVAB, they give a list of depending on your score, your ASVAB score, they give you a list of jobs that you qualify for. So by him being in the military, I told him everything that I qualified for, and he told me to pick this job. But
Mm,
now, and I thank him to the day for sending me the direction, because what people fail to realize is it's huge to pick a job in the military that you can use once you get out. It's a lot of
mhm.
jobs that you do in the military and you do it for so long. So if you retire 20 years, you did a job for 20 years and you retire, and now being in the civilian sector, you can't do that job no more because they don't offer it in the civilian sector. Like, for instance, being a tank mechanic. You don't
Yeah.
see tanks driving on the road. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you become a tank mechanic in the military for 20 years, and then you get out, and now you got to pick a whole different profession if you want
Yeah.
to continue working on the civilian side. But now you got to start over.
Yeah.
Logistics is everywhere. So even when I retire 20 years, I can find a logistics job and continue my logistics career, especially having a 20-year background in logistics.
What made you, we're gonna pivot a little bit to like just the army in general. What made you like commit to the army? Like a lot of I don't say kids, but a lot of I guess men because they're 18 and women when they're 18, they're like, nah, I'm not going to the army. I don't want to fight for the country. I don't want to do that. What made you commit, and what made you want to serve your country?
Well, the main reason I went to the army was because of my brother Darius.
Mm.
He joined the Marines, but if he watches this, he probably gonna be mad at me. But we went to see him. Marine basic training 3 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So everyone know the Marine is real tough. Like, they try to break you in boot camp and all that other stuff. So growing up with my brother, like, he never really cried. So
Yeah.
like he used to get whoopings, everything, and he'd laugh while getting the whooping. Like, I never really see him cry. So
Yeah.
when we went to his boot camp for family day and he seen us, like, he started like shedding tears. So I was like,
Mm.
you know what, the Marine not for me. So let me go to the next
Yeah.
my bad, let me go to the next toughest branch, which is the
Yeah.
army. So that's why I joined the army. Plus, I didn't apply myself in school, so it
Mm.
wasn't like I could graduate and pick a top of the line school, and know I was gonna have scholarships. I know I was gonna have to have student loans and things like that,
Yeah.
and I just didn't feel like that was a good choice, knowing I wasn't gonna apply myself.
Mm.
So that would be
Sure.
wasting money. But I tell everybody the military is definitely a stepping stool if you don't know what you want to do after high school, once you graduate. It's not for everybody to retire, but it's a
Yeah.
good stepping stool once you graduate high school if you don't have any plans.
Definitely. I love it. I know you mentioned earlier you're a sergeant first class. A lot of people like me, like I'm a civilian, I don't really know what that I know what it means. I know it's like a high honor, but tell us first of all what that means in like the military context, and then how you got there the 12 years you've been in the army.
Well, being a sergeant first class is so you have the enlisted side, which is E1 all the way to E9. You
Okay.
have the officer side, which is O1 to, I want to say, O. Oh, don't get me lying, but it go all the way up to general, from lieutenant
Okay.
all the way to general. And then you have the one officer side, which is WO1 all the way to CW5. So
Okay.
it's different sectors. So I'm enlisted, which enlisted personnel, we basically do the leg work. We like to
Okay.
say officers sit in the office and they type papers and sign policies and things like that. But enlisted, we actually do the leg work.
Okay.
So when I enlisted into the military, because I took ROTC for 2 years, I was able to enlist as a E3, a private first class. So I just worked my way up. I did everything I was supposed to do. When you made E4, which is called a specialist, you have to go to the board. So you sit in front of one E9 and five E8s. So
Mm.
they ask you questions. Basically, you learn what you need to learn as far as like book wise, They give you study guides. You learn everything in the study guide that you need to know.
Yeah.
You go in front of them and they ask you questions, and basically you get your promotable status. So once you get your promotable status, you have to make points. So every MOS is different points. Some MOS you is 39 points and you make E5, which is sergeant.
Yeah.
Other MOSs you have to like really grind. Like you got to have like 500 points to go all the way up to 798. So
Mm.
basically, you just make points and then you get promoted to sergeant. Then you do the same thing. You go back to the board as an
Mm.
E5 sergeant, and you get your promotable status. You make points and you make staff sergeant, which is E6. Now from
Yeah.
E6 to E7, there's no points. There's no point structure or anything like that. It's up to
Mm.
Big Army to basically say, hey, you deserve to be E7 or sergeant first class, so we're gonna promote you. So, and it all
Mm.
depends on your record, like what you did in your military career, how many schools you went to, what positions you held. Uh, that's all it really. That's all it really is. But it's very tough to get when you're competing with so many other people. So,
Yeah.
I got promoted last year in April. Well, matter of fact, this year in April, April 1st. So,
Oh,
yeah, it was a huge accomplishment, and I just want to make first on that's E8 before I retire.
yeah.
So I got one more rank to make, and then it's time for me to go.
Definitely. Okay. Well, so is there like a lot of, because I'm sure you've known a lot of people since you've been in there. Like you met them probably few years back. Is there like jealousy among the ranks when like you get promoted to like that new rank, or is people like kind of expected it?
It definitely is. Me personally, I never had like anyone be jealous of me that I actually knew of, but it's a competition. It's honestly a competition because and it's also based on MOS. So, like I said, I'm an automated logistical specialist. So,
Mm.
if I'm competing with the other people I work with, that's also automated logistical specialists.
Mm.
Now, that's when they start stabbing you in your back and stuff. Oh, this
Mm.
person was late. Why he got that award? Or this person did this. Why he got that? Or you
Yeah.
see it a lot, but in my career, I've been truly blessed to where I didn't have to deal with it. But I have seen it before. I have seen it before.
Okay. Dang, that's crazy.
Hmm.
Okay. If
But also I feel like um I'm a humble person. I'm a very humble person.
yeah.
So I'm not one to go around bragging and, oh, I did this, you didn't do it. So I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons I never had like anybody try to stab me in my back. Everybody that
Yeah.
seen me along the way, they always congratulate me. And actually they most of them tell me like, hey, you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. Like they very encouraging. So I
Nice.
think the backstabbing happen mostly when like you bragging and you a loud mouth and you're
Yeah.
just not humble.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. Do you I mean you've been in the military for a while now, 12 years. Do you think that like more I guess like people from I guess like the new generation like 18 like right now there's gonna be more people joining the military in the future or do you think it's gonna decline? Like less people will join.
Well, actually, over the past years, it's been declining already.
Mm.
I'm not a recruiter, but being in the military, you hear what's going on, and I want to say for probably about the last 3 4 years, like I haven't been meeting their yearly quota to for people enlisting in the military. So when things like that happen, they try to give like bonuses. Like you see a lot of bonuses,
Yeah.
and if anybody watch this video, make sure you either talk to a recruiter or you just look it up. But I know at one time they was giving like a $25,000 bonus to
Oh
enlist
man.
into the military or into the army. So you just got to pay attention because they got to meet their, or they're supposed to meet their yearly quota, which they
Yeah.
haven't been doing. So, uh, yeah, they offer a lot of things, and pretty soon, I feel like beard's going to be allowed. Um, I feel like a lot of things are going to change, which a lot of things have changed so far, as far as like dreads, uh, people being able to dye their hair different colors.
Wait,
Uh,
you can have dreads now?
not men,
Oh, okay, okay,
females.
okay. Okay.
Females, they can have dreads as long as it's neat. Men can
Okay.
dye their hair natural colors like brown and things like that. A lot of things that
Okay.
wasn't allowed when I first joined. It's fingernails as well. Females could wear fingernails. They expand the color for females wearing fingernails. So a lot has changed, but I feel like a lot is going to keep changing just so they can keep their numbers.
Definitely. Why do you think people like your younger people aren't or I guess younger people aren't joining as much as they used to be?
Um, for one, I feel like a lot of people don't want their kids to join the military.
Mm,
Um, even uh, people that I work with, I can hear people say, "Oh, I don't want my daughter or my son to join the army. I don't want them to do this." But I don't know. But for real, army is not what it used to be. I feel like it's going away from more of the old school yelling and people being able to curse you out, make you do push ups and all this other stuff. They're trying to transform it and make it more like business culture. So,
mm,
and me personally, I just see what they trying to do, but I don't like it because it's taken away from the discipline side. And
mm.
yeah, it's taken away from the discipline side. So I don't know. I feel like mainly that's why people not joining the military. And plus, there's so many other opportunities out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you
yeah,
got Airbnbs, you got different LLCs you can open
yeah,
up,
definitely.
credit stuff you can do. Like it's a lot of opportunities out here that people is figuring out, and YouTube, TikTok will tell you how to do it. So why join the
100%.
military? Why join the military when I can log on to YouTube or TikTok and it teach me how to be a millionaire?
Yeah,
So
you're not lying. That's how I learned how to wholesale real estate from YouTube. hundred
yeah,
percent.
see,
I watched like 1,000 videos 2 years ago. I made money doing it. Um,
see,
would you random question? Obviously, you told us earlier you're a new father, and congrats. Would you obviously the military's gonna be totally different when your son turns 18? But do you think you would tell him to follow in your footsteps?
absolutely.
Okay.
Especially depending on and most kids do, even though their parents try to get them away from that. But most kids, I often ask, like, when I get like a new soldier or whatever, I always ask them, like, why did you join the military?
Mm,
And nine times out of 10, if their response is not, oh, I didn't have nothing better to do, I was getting in trouble, all this other stuff. The
yeah.
second most answer I always got is because my parent was in the military and I'm following my parent footsteps. But
Mm,
I wouldn't mind if my son joined the military. Honestly, like I said, it's a good stepping stool, and um, it comes with so much benefits, like so much benefits to where when you retire, you still set. Like, as long as you
yeah.
manage your money and do what you need to do, those 20 years while you're in the military, you might not have to work again once you retire.
100%.
Me personally, I retired at 39 years old. I can go find another job and retire again,
Yeah,
or I can collect my retirement check and my disability check and just sit at home and relax. But
100%.
if he wants to, I'm not going to tell him no. But
True.
yeah, I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna be a great supporting father if
Definitely.
he want to. But if other opportunities arise, as far as if he gets scholarships to college and he real smart and if he want to take that route,
Yeah.
op- absolutely. If he in the sports and get a sports scholarship,
Yeah.
hey, absolutely go do your thing.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
yeah, if he sat me down and said, "Daddy, I want to join the army," I'd be a proud father. I wouldn't mind.
100%.
Mhm.
That's the one time I see my dad disappointed in us when I got two brothers and none of us joined. And I remember I was the last one and I had dreads and me and Pops, we had called the army recruiter. I was finna enroll. And then we had called him and said he'll come to the house like in a week or something like that. And then I'm like,
Mhm.
Daddy, you know what? I don't want to go because I don't cut my dreads off. All right,
Yeah.
because he was supportive too. He's like, all right, you gotta go. And I
Yeah.
could see it in his eyes. He was sick to his stomach. He was like, "Oh man," but he was still supportive, and none of us joined him. But yeah, a lot of military fathers and mothers they definitely want their kids to join. Even if they don't say it,
Yeah.
100%. Okay, tell us. I mean, I know we were talking before we started recording. You said like your sergeant first class kind of like change your job description of an automated logistics specialist. Tell us what you
Mhm.
were doing when you first started in the military 12 years ago, and then how your role has changed with with your new title in rank or rank.
So being an automated logistical specialist, you can do anything. Like you can work in the motor pool to where you order parts for vehicles. Basically, all we do is order parts for vehicles, um, and things like that. I'm gonna keep it simple. So let's say, so if I was working in the motor pool, which I have, that's when I ordered things for the vehicles. So I'll sit on my computer, I'll open, like if a mechanic came to me and was like, hey, we need a new tire for the Humvee. I get on my computer, I order the tire for the Humvee, and then once I go to the warehouse, it's called the SSA, but it's just a warehouse.
Okay.
So I go to the warehouse and I pick up that tire and bring it back, so that way they can install it on the vehicle, and then they give me the old one, the old tire, and I take it to the SSA, and the SSA will turn it in. So that way we get money back for that damaged tire or whatever.
Okay.
Then after I worked in the motor pool, I worked in the SSA, the warehouse. So
Okay.
the SSA, the warehouse six. It has six different sections. So I worked in all six sections, which trucks come. If I'm in the receiving section, trucks come. I download the truck, then I process the parts. So whatever parts or items come to the warehouse that day, I process it. Working in receiving section. If I work in issue section, when the people from the motor pool come to the warehouse, I just issue them their parts and load it up for them. So
Okay.
that's what I did in issue. Turn in section is when like the customers bring the damaged parts or whatever, and we process it and send it to whatever location they need to go to.
Okay.
Then you have storage. Storage section is where, like, if you receive some parts that go to storage section, all receiving section do is take it to storage section, and now we got to put it in the right location. Or if a customer ordered that part, now we got to pull that part for the customers.
Okay.
And then they got stock control as well. Stock control is like the brain of the warehouse. They tell each section basically what needs to happen based on the system that we're looking at. And I did that. I ran a warehouse before. It was very, very challenging, but it was a lot of knowledge that I learned running that warehouse and being in charge of. I think I had like one time 35 soldiers that worked under me that I
Oh
had
man.
to that I basically had to deal with all their different personalities and make sure all of them were doing the right thing. So it was very challenging, but it taught me a lot of patience, and I wouldn't I wouldn't take it back. It was long hours, but it definitely was something that I'm proud I got to do. And now
Definitely.
being a song first class, basically I work in SPO. SPO is support operation.
Okay.
So now I manage or I oversee warehouses on my base. So being stationed in Colorado, my base, we have 5 different warehouses that I oversee. So I can check their system. I can go in the system and look, see what they need help with. And then I go down to that warehouse and be like, hey, in this area, here's what y'all need to do to increase or improve that area. And then you'll be successful. So, yeah, that's all I do now. I sit behind the desk. I look at I look at the system and make sure each of the warehouses is performing to the standard.
Okay. I love it. When you were managing like those 35 people like in person, you're young now, so you were fairly even younger. Were you managing
Hmm.
people that were older than you too while you were there?
Yes, of course. But
Were
oh, go ahead.
no, no, like was it hard? I know you said it was difficult managing those personalities, but was it hard like being a manager and being young and then like having younger people? I mean, having older people report to you.
To be honest, no, because everyone, uh, really, I never really had problem with soldiers. To be honest with you, like I never, like in my military career, I never really had problem with soldiers. I know, like at the time when I was running the warehouse, I was an E6, I was staff sergeant, but I had E5s running each of the sections, and they had their soldiers under them. So for some reason, the soldier used to give the E5s a hard time. So the E5 used to come to me, like, hey, Sergeant Matt, like, I'm having a problem with this soldier. Like, I
Yeah.
can give you all type of examples. It just was, it really was crazy, but always was the type of person. I don't know if it's my demeanor or how I carry myself, but
Yeah.
I guess like almost so they knew when I was playing because I do like to play a lot. So I'm gonna joke with you, try to
Yeah.
make work fun.
Yeah.
But when I'm serious, and they knew I
Yeah.
was serious, so they didn't try me like that. So
Yeah.
I even my older soldiers, like they never once was, oh, I'm older than you. I don't got to do this because it's not about age in the military. It's about rank structure. So
Mm,
I'll rank you so I can tell you what to do as long as I'm not telling you to do something that's gonna put your life in jeopardy or you going against your morals or anything like that. But
yeah.
yeah, I never had any issues. I never had any issues like that.
Okay, I love it. Okay, well
Mm.
that culminates half of the interview. We're gonna go to the not so speed rounds, like a little game show thing I made. So we're gonna ask some quick questions, and it might take you a while, or you can answer them quick if you want. The first question
Okay.
is, what are 4 words that describe an army soldier?
Ooh, that's difficult because everybody not the same. I
Mm.
can uh I can speak on me.
Yeah.
Um or what we supposed to be. but but everybody different. But an army soldier, discipline of course. Um have integrity, be loyal to their battle buddies or to their subordinates or whatever. You said four?
Yeah. One more.
Uh, let me see. Uh, uh, let me see. I'm using one of the army values. Selfish service. So basically, like putting the need of the military above their own. Not saying like if a mercy, like a family mercy arises, oh, I'm staying here because oh, don't do this. But
Yeah.
like little things, oh, we need help with this. Oh, do it like just volunteering to do stuff and making yourself available uh, to accomplish the mission. Because you get a lot of soldiers that like trying to wiggle their way out of things. Like, bro, you don't. Like, if you sign a contract, like, let's just get the mission accomplished, and
Yeah.
yeah, you free to do whatever you need to do. But yeah, that'd be the four.
Okay, I love it. Okay, what's a profession that's most like being a sergeant first class? Another profession you would think is like.
So, sergeant first class, you can make sergeant first class at any MOS. Well, most MOS, you have some MOS that is very, very, very difficult to make sergeant first class because in that job field you don't need a sergeant first class. So there's no need to
Okay.
get promoted to sergeant first class.
Yeah.
But after 92 Alpha, which I am, automated logistical specialist, I would say the next, I'll probably say unit supply, which that is a part of logistics, but
Okay.
unit supply as well. They
Yeah.
uh they basically manage the commander's hand receipts. So everything the commander signed for, that unit supply sergeant manages all that and keep track of like everywhere the commander equipment is.
Mm.
So yeah, after my profession, I feel like unit supply. It's a lot of
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot of song first class.
What does the army look like? You can answer this for either one of these. What does the army look like without sergeant first classes, or what does the army look like without automated logistics specialists? Whichever one you think is more interesting.
Oh well, both of you gonna fail
Mm.
because without automated logistical specialists, like you're not gonna have logistics.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be people ordering parts. It's not people like mechanics not gonna be able to receive parts. Funding is gonna be crazy because I mean, like you're not gonna be turning in parts. Like
Yeah.
my job is like they all say my job keep the army going around
Mm.
because we do so much as far as like supplying um or making things move. Like if you think about an infantryman, basically they on the ground, they shooting, they protecting people that don't go out on the front line.
Yeah.
So if vehicles broke, they won't be able to go where they need to go
Yeah.
to defend what they need to defend. So yeah, if you take my job out, it's gonna get real crazy. And uh, we're saying that enemies, the United States, all our enemies are very well, most of our enemies are very small. So
Yeah,
if they know we don't have any automatic logistical specialists or infantrymen or scouts can't get their parts or
yeah,
things that they need, then it'll be America be in danger. I say that.
mm,
And without Sergeant First Class, Sergeant First Class, we're accountable for so much. So being in the Sergeant First Class, you do multiple things. In the Army, you're gonna do multiple things regardless. But
yeah,
the sole purpose of a Sergeant First Class is to manage personnel. So so when I ran my warehouse, I was in charge of my warehouse and the personnel while it was warehouse hours.
mm,
But we had an E7, a Sergeant First Class, on top of us that managed us whether we was at work or whether we were out of work. Basically, they responsible. You'll hear people say, uh, so when you make Sergeant First Class, that's platoon sergeant. You call it platoon sergeant if you're given that position. So
okay,
all the platoon sergeant do is basically manage the group of soldiers, like whatever they need to do. If they need to go to the range to shoot, if they
yeah,
need to take a physical fitness test, if they need to go on emergency leave, like whatever they need to do, that soldier need to do, you got to report it to the Sergeant First Class so the Sergeant First Class can know exactly where that soldier is, so that way they can report it up.
okay,
Because yeah, every day you got to send up a report, accountability report. So yeah, that's basically what the Sergeant First Class do.
okay. What's
If they're in
more?
that position.
My bad. My bad. I'm tripping.
No, no, you good.
Okay. What's more important in being a great army soldier? Obedience or discipline?
I say discipline because if you discipline, you're gonna be obedient. So I always like discipline. Discipline, yeah, I take discipline because, like I said, it's just gonna obedience gonna tune in with you being disciplined. Because if
Mm,
you discipline and I tell you to do something, all you're gonna say is Roger Sorn, you're gonna do what I asked you to do,
yeah,
and then everything gonna be good. So
yeah.
basically, you just was obedient because you disciplined.
True.
So
Very true.
so definitely discipline. It goes a long way, and I must say, like I said, the army is trying to bring in a business culture to where you shouldn't have to talk to soldiers like that, or you shouldn't have to. They say smoke.
Mm,
That's the old term for it. When you smoke a soldier, basically you make a soldier do whatever exercise, push ups, sit ups, whatever exercise until they burn out. They can't go.
mm,
But now I feel like people was abusing that power, so that way, so they went away with it, and now it's like hazing in a sense. Like, oh, you can't
mm,
make that soldier do that. You can't make that soldier do that. But when I first joined the military, that's how that added to, or that made me more disciplined, I'd say. Because when I first joined the military, like, I just like to play. Like, in high school growing up, like, I just
yeah,
wanted to play. So joining the military and getting smoked, and then my sergeants, they used to curse me out. And I never was a person to wear my feelings on my sleeve. Like,
yeah,
and I feel like that's another reason they changed a lot of things because oh, this person yelled at me, and now this person crying, feeling some type of way. For
yeah.
real, now they crying, feeling some type of way, and basically they butt hurt. So now
Mm,
they go run to the higher level, and it like the structure just like crazy right now. Like, before, like when I first joined, being an E3, I couldn't just go talk to a sergeant first class or a first sergeant or like things like that. But
yeah,
now they made it so friendly to where you'll hear most first sergeants they'd be like, "Oh, if you need to talk to me, my door always open. You can come talk to me." So if I just punish my soldier because they just messed up, and now he gonna go to the first sergeant who is an E8, one above me, sit down with him, tell him, "Hey, he cursed me out. Ooh, ooh, I did this. Or I felt this way." And then if the first sergeant is that kind of guy, then he'll call me in the office and be like, "Hey, don't do that no more." Or woo, woo, woo. Now you do
Yeah.
got some tough E8s first on. They be like, "Get out of my
Yeah.
office." Okay, I heard what you're saying, but you was wrong. So yeah, you got to eat
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But things change so much. So yeah, I definitely take discipline though.
Okay.
Definitely discipline
That's a good
all
answer.
day.
What's the good, bad, and ugly about being in the army?
I say the good is you get to travel, and it's not. I'm saying it in the aspect of because people always say, "Oh, I should have joined the army so I can travel." But the traveling we doing is not always fun. But I say like I just was in Poland a couple months ago. I was in
Okay.
Poland, then I went to Germany for a couple months, and basically that was fun. I also went to Afghanistan, which not fun because that's a combat zone, people trying to kill you.
Yeah.
So, but you do get to see the world. I was in Kuwait before, which is very, very hot, very hot. But that experience was good. I've been to Korea, love Korea. Definitely go back to Korea. Had a great time out there, and yeah. So you get to travel. That's a good. You get benefits. Um, I sprained my foot. I went to the hospital. No, no medical bill.
Man.
Um, anytime I feel sick, I can go to the emergency room and I'm not paying nothing.
Yeah.
Um, we got physical therapy. I got to start physical therapy for my foot when I get back to Colorado. Um, since I sprained it, they said I had some tendonitis in my foot or something like that.
Man.
So that's physical therapy, but it's free. Um,
Easy.
also, when you hurt yourself, as long as you document it, anybody that watch it, document your injuries. When you document it, when it's time for you to retire, and that got a list of things that had happened to you in the military, so now you get a disability check along with your retirement check. And those two checks gonna keep coming until you die. So two checks, definitely take that. It's a lot like school, definitely school. Um, another example, like I said, the military is stepping stool. Even if you don't retire, if you don't know what you want to do once you graduate high school, join the military. 4 year little contract. They're gonna take
Yeah.
care of you. They're gonna provide you clothes, food, shelter, and then you could go to school. I just graduated, or I just finished my last class for my associate's degree in
Nice.
supply chain management, and I don't have no student loans.
Easy.
Basically, I went to school for free. I don't owe nobody anything for going to school. And to be honest with you, depend on it's called FAFSA. FAFSA. So it's a program like if you're going to school in the military and you do a FAFSA application and then you send in like your little tax return or whatever, and then basically they pay you to go to school as far as like your books and things like that. So I think I got paid like $800 for one class. The books didn't even
What?
cost $800, so I just pocketed the rest. So basically, they paid me to go to school.
What?
They paid me to go to school, and I got my degree. So
Easy.
it's a lot. But the good, the bad, I say, and not me personally, because I feel like I'm blessed enough to every time I needed to come home, I was able to come home.
Yeah.
If it was a funeral, if it was someone getting married, like whatever the circumstance was, I was blessed enough to be able to come home. But I do know other people. For instance, one of my homeboys, while we was in Afghanistan, his father passed away, and he wasn't able to come back for the funeral. So I
Oh,
know that really hurt him. So that's definitely a ugly. And plus, like if you very like family oriented, you just got to understand like you're not gonna be able to make everything. And I
yeah.
already got that in my mind with just having my little man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be at every birthday. I'm not gonna be at uh, or I'm gonna miss a lot basically. Like I might
Yeah.
miss his first steps or his first words, but
Yeah.
like I said, I don't wear my feeling on my sleeve, so it don't bother me as far versus how it'll bother somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the ugly. That's definitely the ugly. Let me see. we can talk about toxic leadership. Toxic leadership do exist. Um, it's not huge and it's not a great big thing, but I'm pretty sure like you can Google farming toxic leadership and people gonna pop up for
Yeah.
doing like crazy things. I know in Texas one time it was um EA. I think he was a math song, but he had like a whole prostitution ring. And like yeah, like it just it's crazy. And he was
Did you
doing
know
it
him?
for so no, I didn't know him. I just
Okay.
heard about it. But
Okay.
it's so much like and he was doing it for so long, like it was crazy. But as long and then sometimes you don't get treated fair. We
Yeah.
don't get paid overtime. So we
Oh.
might work into yeah, we definitely get paid overtime. We definitely salary. So
Okay.
anytime like let's say when I ran my warehouse, like if a part went missing that we absolutely needed because parts cost from one 1 cent to millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So if a customer said they need an engine, which is $1 million part,
Yeah.
and now we can't find it, oh, I'm gonna keep y'all here late until we find that engine because
Yeah.
we need that engine. So,
Yeah.
but you don't get paid overtime or none of that. But every year in the military, you get a pay raise, so that's
Nice.
definitely good. And it also fluctuate with the uh what's going on in the economy. So,
Mm.
if cost of living rise in the state you live in, then most likely they're gonna pay you for being in that state. So you're not
Mm.
having no money or anything like that. But
Okay.
it's a lot of benefits. It's a lot of benefits. It's not too much ugly things, but besides what I listed. But
Okay.
I definitely do it again. Definitely join the military again if I was in the same situation I was in when I first joined.
Okay. We gonna. I think I got a question for that. And maybe I don't. Nah. Yeah, I don't. But are you? But this next question ties into what you were just saying. Or do you feel like you're underpaid or overpaid being in the military?
I would say definitely underpaid due to what we do. Uh,
Mm.
like I said, like we deploy, we put our life on the line.
Yeah.
Uh, we miss so much things, or people miss so much things. Uh,
Yeah.
and then I think I wrote a paper about this when I took, I think my English class. I feel like it's a slap in the face when you see athletes and things like that get paid millions of dollars
Yeah.
to run up and down the field or dribble a ball, or shoot a ball.
Yeah.
But we got to duck bullets and make sure we don't get hit with missiles and things like that. So it's
Yeah.
definitely I say definitely overpaid in that aspect. But then too, you got to look at it. Like I said, we go to the hospital and we got all this stuff for free,
Yeah.
and the army pay for that.
Yeah.
So it's like it just
You got some
you
benefits.
could pay me more, and then I got to pay for my health care, or you could pay me what you pay me and continue paying for health care and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win. I mean,
Yeah. It's a
at least we
balance.
get something free. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because civilians. You know, my cousin, she is civilian, and she's a civilian now. She's in the military for 9 years, and she be like, we talking now, and she be like, oh my god, y'all got pay for everything. I'm like, yeah, pay for literally everything. There ain't nothing we
fact,
don't pay for. I get nothing. I don't get nothing free at all. But
it
yeah, she be
definitely hit. It definitely hit different. Definitely hit different because you can ride an ambulance, and your ambulance bill about to be like $900 just for them to come pick you up.
yeah, yeah.
So
I be more.
it's definitely a plus. But I wish I got paid more and still got free medical and stuff like that. But like I said, I think we get a pay raise in January or starting in January. So I think it's like a
Nice.
$200 pay raise. So
Okay.
I take it. I
Yeah,
take
it's
it.
better than nothing.
Yeah, facts.
Okay. What's one person, book, or event that changed your life for the good, and why?
I say definitely. Ooh, 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 ooh. You said person, book, or what?
Or event.
Person, book, or event. I, I give you two people in the event.
Okay.
I say, well, I say three people. My mom, because growing up, she basically broke her back. She worked like a lot of hours, two jobs to make sure like the house was good as far as like me and my brother. And make sure we had food and things like that. And even the things that she couldn't give us, that she wish she could give us. Um, I mean, one time it was Christmas, and we were leaving Walmart. Oh, I wanted a specific bike, and
Yeah.
my brother wanted a bike, but the bike I wanted cost a lot, so she wasn't able to get me my specific bike, and
Yeah.
also give my brother his bike.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason I remember it because I told him to start like, okay, mom, I'll take this bike. I don't know how old
Yeah.
it was, but I was like, I'll take this bike. And when we got in the car on the way home, she was like, that was so nice. Basically, I was being considerate because I understood the situation. And
Mhm.
even though it wasn't the bike I actually wanted, I still was able to get a bike. And
Yeah.
so I definitely say her because she definitely did her thing raising me and my brother. And she always said, play now and work later. No, play hard now, work hard now and play later. That was what she used to
Yeah.
say. Play hard,
Yeah.
work hard now, play later. So that definitely stuck with me, and I feel like that's the reason why I got promoted to sergeant first class in no, in my 12th year in the military, because I just been working hard so that way I can
Right.
play later. So
Definitely.
definitely her. To my brother, because like I said, he joined the Marines before when I was a junior in high school. So if he didn't show me that path or open that door, I don't know if I would have joined the military, but
Mm.
he definitely was a big influence on why I joined the military. Um, and then last but not least, I'm gonna say my platoon sergeant when I first joined the military, her name was Sergeant First Class McFadden. Um, she definitely she definitely gave me some great talks. And basically she always had my back. I don't tell the story too often. Well, yeah, to the civilian side, but I almost got kicked out of the military in 2013. But she basically put herself on the line for me, like basically like went like to bat for me, and they gave me a second chance. So I definitely thank her for my success. An event definitely when I got arrested. I got arrested in 2013 when I was in New York, just being at the wrong place, wrong time, and
Yeah.
the police said I did something that I actually didn't do. That's why the
Yeah.
charges and stuff got dropped. But that was like an eye opener, like just stay out the way and keep your head down,
Yeah.
like just focus on like being successful and like
Mm.
stop going out and stop doing all this crazy stuff, trying to hang with the cool people and do all this other stuff. So
Definitely.
that definitely was an event that woke me up because when they said they were about to kick me out, I didn't know. Oh man, I'm about to come back to Charlotte and be on my mom in my mama's house again,
Yeah.
and that definitely wasn't the way to go. So it definitely was an eye
de-
opener.
Definitely.
And
Okay. I love it.
I tell that to my soldiers, my younger soldiers, when like when they start getting out of hand and stuff, and
Mm.
just like trying to get them like getting back on track.
Yeah.
All right, and most of them listen. Like I said, I never had too much problem with soldiers. Like they
Yeah.
respect who I am, they respect uh, what I bring to the table, and we always been good. So
Yeah.
definitely that was.
I like it. Okay. Last question. I'm gonna switch to the last question because it kind of like the other question kind of don't apply to that I already have prepared. But let's say like a young Demontre from a different universe come and he wants some advice on becoming a great soldier, sergeant first class, and wants to work as an automated specialist. What's some advice that you give him to be as successful as you in your time?
Uh, keep keep your nose clean. Always listen to your superiors or whatever. Don't talk. Just be very disciplined. And, like give it your all. Like, you are. Some people they start off strong and then they get around certain people and see how that person moving and then they want to move like that person and now they're off track. But definitely hang with people that's going places. If the people you're around always just want to go out and talk about going out and doing all other stuff, no, those not the people to hang with. Definitely hang with somebody that's trying to get ahead in the military. That's, oh, bro, let's go to the education center and sign up for class, or
Yeah.
let's go to the range so we can score or shoot higher so we get more points for shooting, or let's go to the gym and work out so we score higher on our physical fitness test. Those are the people you need. I'm not saying it's bad to go out. Everybody need time to, you know, decompress or whatever, but it should be a every weekend type thing. And definitely save money. Save your money. Don't be stupid because I joined the military and I'm seeing all that money and just look buying shoes, 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 shoes.
Yeah.
So but yeah, yeah. That's the only thing you gotta do. Keep your nose clean, hang with people that's going places, and be disciplined. And you'll make it. You definitely will make it.
Definitely. Okay. Now we love it, man. This has been a great interview, man. If people want to reach out to you, can they reach out to you? If not, it's cool. Like if
Oh, definitely. I don't mind. Email me. Definitely, yeah, definitely email me because I wish more people knew about the military. Like people always say, "Oh, I don't want to go to war. I don't want to do this. I don't." That's not all the military is. Like I said, the military to me is a stepping stool once you graduate high school and you don't have any plan. And working a 9 to 5, that's not a plan.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
I don't feel like that's a plan
yeah,
unless it's getting you $100,000 a year and
yeah,
more. But
yeah,
yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, they definitely could hit me up. I tell people all the time, like when people ask me, and that's why I always ask my soldiers or my new soldiers, like, why did you join the military? Just to see what they're gonna say. And I just try to encourage them to get something out of the military while you in the military. And even when you get out the military, you still can use your GI Bill and things like that to go to school. But what I did, I'm getting my education while I'm in the military because once you hit 10 years in the military, you can give anybody your GI Bill. So even if my son do want to go to school and he don't got the grades, now my GI Bill gonna take care of his financial aid and stuff for school. So it definitely benefits. It definitely benefits.
crazy. That's crazy. Okay, that's
Hmm.
crazy. Okay. Well, I'll put Mont's email in the thumbnail so y'all can reach out to him if y'all are interested in joining the army. Thank you, Mont. This has been a great interview. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, your life, and like once again, thank you for your service. Everybody that tuned in, thank you for watching so long with us. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Y'all have a nice day.